how's it going? My name is Simba Lee, also known as Knights Ranger. And as we sit down to coffee today, I really want to tell you about a book I've read recently, that being Atomic Habits. This is a book that covers it all. It told me how to make a good habit, how to break a bad habit, and how to solve the puzzle of procrastination that so many of us so direly need to know. Before we start, I really want to ask you an interesting question. Do you check your phone the first thing in the morning? And of course, if the answer is yes, you don't really need to be that ashamed, because I did 3 months ago. But now, I don't at all. I'm going to tell you everything about this treasure chest of a book, and I'm going to spill all its secrets for you today on how to break your phone addiction and so much more. I want to paint you a picture. You are Johnny. Johnny loves bagels. As you go to school in the morning, you walk past a bagel store. And Johnny's like, bro, that smells so nice. I really want to go in, but should I? As he's pacing back and forth alongside the pavement, his empty stomach interjects. Yo, I want a bagel. Can we have one? So Johnny goes in, opens the door, and goes to the cashier. Hey, can I have a bacon and brie bagel, please? And 2 minutes of waiting. And Johnny's stomach grumbles. Oh, I really want that bagel. Then the man at the cashier finally said, hey sir, here's your bagel. And Johnny reaches out, he takes the bagel, and he feeds himself. Wow, that smells so nice. Crunch, wow. That actually tastes absolutely amazing. That's why Johnny's like, I'm gonna come back, second day. And he did. Oh, and then he did the third day, and then the fourth, until his mother realized that he took £20 for money. But we're not gonna talk about that today. The picturesque scene that I just painted for you was the essentials to form a habit, good or bad, and the 4 steps that follow beyond it. Cue, craving, response, and reward. You see, the first step is cue. And when Johnny smelt those bagels, he's like, wow, that actually smells so nice. And the second step is craving. After he smelt those bagels, his belly starts to grumble. Ooh, I really want those bagels, man. Can we go in? Then that's why his response is, oh, I'm gonna open the door, go in. Hey, can I have a bacon and brie bagel, please? And the man gives him his bagels. And that was his reward for doing the action. He stuffs his face with bagels. That's actually scrumptious. That's what he said to himself. That's why he comes back the second day, and the third day, and the fourth day. You see, if that was a good habit, it would be great. But it's a bad habit, and we want to break that. How? I'm going to tell you straight away. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to tell you how to make a good habit first. And the habit you are really trying to make today is how to read for 10 minutes. Simple, but complex. First off, the cue. Or how do I make it obvious? As you really want to read the book, the best thing you can do is put it on your bedside table. So every night before you go to sleep, you'd be like, oh, that's the book I really want to read. And I feel really guilty if I don't read it. And that way, you're engaging your visual sense. You see the book, and it tells you, I want to be read. Then you tell yourself, I want to read it. And that explains the cue. Simple, easy, bingo. The second step to this process is craving. Well, how do I make it more attractive? Essentially, a bagel is attractive because Johnny loves bagels. But Johnny doesn't like to read. So how do we motivate Johnny to read? Well, I do not have an idea. But luckily, James Clear does. In his book, he talks about a habit stacking formula, how you can stack 2 habits together. After habit I need, I will habit I want. The idea is that since young Johnny likes bagels, we will tell him after you read the book, you can eat the bagel. But you might be saying, hey, that's still not enough to motivate me. Then I would say, okay, Johnny, go tell your parents watch over you while you read. Then after you read, they can give you your reward, if you're a young child. If you're an adult, tell one of your sons to watch over you, or daughters. The next step is response. Well, how do I make it easy? When Johnny loves the bagels, consuming the bagels is quite easy. However, how do we duplicate that in real life? James Clear tells us again about the 2-minute rule. In the rule, he states that a habit is not formed when the habit ends, but actually when you start the habit. So he says that no habit should last longer than 2 minutes at the start. So what Johnny should be doing at night is picking up the book, reading maybe 1 line, 1 page, or like 2 pages, then putting down the book, because he starts the habit, and he made it easy for himself. Lastly, the savoured reward. Well, how do you make it satisfying? That bite of the bagel, the melting cheese. Alright, you had enough. That was very satisfying. And James Clear states that a way to make it more satisfying is by habit tracking. It's basically putting a large X on your calendar for every single day you do a habit. And what a person really wants is to have a line of perfect X's. Perfect. And that is what you do every single day. And we see this done in real life as well. How many of you guys use Snapchat? Then you have the fiery icon beside your name, and each snap you sent, you get 1 more day on the fiery icon. Exactly. You don't actually go on to Snapchat to talk to your friends. You just go on to Snapchat to have the number beside ticking up, don't you? There you go. It's that easy to form a good habit. Now I'm going to talk briefly about bad habits. Let's say Johnny really wanted to break the habit of phone addiction. So instead of making his phone obvious, he decides to make it invisible. He puts his phone away from his bedside table and he buries it under his bed. The next step, he says, oh, but that's still not enough. So he decides to make it unattractive. So he decides to delete all his social media on his phone and transfer them to his laptop. Oh, but Johnny really isn't addicted to his phone, so he decided to make it difficult to achieve a response. And he tells his best friend, hey man, could you set a password of screen time on my phone so I don't check on it 24/7? And his friend said yes. And the last step, Johnny was like, alright, I'm cutting off my phone addiction completely. I'm gonna make it unsatisfying. So every time Johnny opens his phone before 8 a.m., there's an annoying ringtone that goes bzzz, and he's like, nah, I can't listen to this. And that's how you break a bad habit. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed Johnny and I and our little skit. I'll see you in the next one. I love you, and goodbye.